What if I told you there's a group in Washington that spends over $100 million a year to influence our government? And it's all to benefit a foreign country. Now, you would probably think of Russia or China, right? And what if I told you that this group does not have to register as a foreign lobby? All because the country that this group works for is considered an ally. And that's the case with AIPAC, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. And honestly, it's one of the most obvious double standards in American politics. AIPAC calls itself a domestic lobby group. It's made up of American citizens, donors, and political action committees. They say their goal is to strengthen the U.S.-Israel relationship. Sounds innocent enough, right? But here's where things get messy. AIPAC is one of the most powerful lobby groups in Washington. They spend tens of millions of dollars a year backing candidates, flying lawmakers to Israel, and pushing policies that directly benefit a foreign government. Yet they don't have to register as a foreign lobby. In 2023 alone, AIPAC reported over $83 million in expenses. And that's not including affiliate PACs, super PACs, or their nonprofit arms. They use that money to support candidates, organize expensive trips, and shape how Congress votes on anything related to Israel. All while claiming, hey, we're just Americans exercising free speech. But come on. Over $80 million a year, that's not your average citizen's movement. That is professional influence at its finest. We have a law that's supposed to catch these kind of things. It's called FARA, the Foreign Agent Registration Act. And it says that if you are working under the direction or control of a foreign government, that you have to register. But AIPAC says that it isn't controlled by Israel. They just so happen to lobby for all the same policies. And because of that technicality, they don't have to register. Basically, as long as you don't admit you're taking orders, you can spend endless amounts of money helping a foreign government's agenda legally. Now, let's be real. If you and I tried to start a Russia PAC or a China PAC, how long do you think that would last? I say about 5 minutes before the FBI kicked your door in. Now, I get Russia and China aren't allies. But what if one day Israel isn't either? But because AIPAC lobbies for an ally, they get a free pass? That makes it okay all of a sudden? That's the part that does not sit right with me. Being an ally does not give you a hall pass to influence our Congress. Like I said, what if one day Israel isn't an ally? Does all this money become foreign interference? It's either a foreign lobby or it isn't. You can't have it both ways. The truth is, we don't really know where every dollar comes from. AIPAC isn't required to disclose who every donor is or what foreign connections they might possibly have. They say the money is from American donors, and maybe a lot of it is. But without transparency, how will we ever know? They also don't have to show what's discussed in private meetings with lawmakers, or who writes the talking points politicians use on the floor of Congress. That's what the registration under FARA was meant to fix. But somehow, they've been able to avoid it for decades now. Why? Because too many people benefit from keeping things exactly the way they are. Lawmakers get campaign cash, free trips, and political support. AIPAC gets influence and access. And the Justice Department doesn't want to touch it because it'll open a massive can of worms on how lobbying works in Washington. Let's just call it for what it is. It's a system built to look legal but function like corruption. As long as we keep pretending it's okay because it's an ally, it's going to keep happening. This isn't about being for or against a country. It's about holding the same standards for everyone. If lobbying for China or Russia is wrong, then lobbying for Israel without registering should be too. Transparency shouldn't depend on who your friends are. This is the kind of thing the media doesn't want to talk about. I think it's time to expose the double standards in Washington. So hit like, share this video. I'm Josh Jackson. That's what I have for today. Let's keep this conversation going. Love you guys. Peace.